Okay guys, something different tonight. Thought I'd stream.
Let's rock and roll, boys!
Critics are raving about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Sorry about that. Yeah, so everyone, yeah, welcome to my stream. I thought rather than streaming a game, I thought I'd be different. I thought I'd just stream my creation process. Maybe anyone learns from it. I don't know, but as you can see, this is Beefy's overlay for the last tourney. And it has a split screen going on, which is the idea for the tourney, is to get a perspective view from two different sides of a team. So just turn the music down slightly, I think. Excuse me. So as you can see, I mean, if anyone's not been to my Twitch channel before, welcome. But you might have seen my Twitch overlay that I've done. My creative background is probably, what, art, graphics, web design. I studied it, did it in college, did it in uni. Just never really did anything with it career-wise, but it's something I enjoy, and I keep doing it. So on with the process. Not to bore you or anything. I might not say much during the creative process, but forgive me for that as I get stuck in. The program I'm going to be using is the obvious choice, Photoshop. So hopefully you'll enjoy this. Where to start? Obviously I'm going with a loadout theme. So please forgive me for all my files. Let's have a look through what I've got. You probably see a few files from some of my previous videos that I've actually done on here. So I think I used it in the new video. Pictures. That was the one I actually ripped from Loadout. I think it did anyway. But I think I'll create that from scratch, just to give you an idea of what type of things you can do, overlays and whatnot. So obviously, if you're working with this, you're going to have a screen here, so you've got your split screen. So let's just give an example of my process. Right. I mean, the idea is that Beefy's going to want to switch between this, the dual split mode, to a kind of maybe a full screen mode, but with this he wants his camera here in view, plus he wants obviously some of his chat to go on. Just thinking. I can't particularly set this in stone here, so I might have to do some multi overlays rather than just the one. Obviously one for the dual and one for a full screen, almost a full screen anyway. Enough to fill this area here, while still including his chat. Preferably I'd want his chat to be, excuse me, still here. Right, let's get rid of that first. Let's create. I'm not the best for shortcuts in Photoshop, but it's never stopped me before. Maybe that's too much. Yeah. It's probably a good thing to label my layers, but not that I ever do. I always end up opening a PSD file, which is a Photoshop file, and forgetting to label everything, so then I end up spending about half an hour searching for everything. Never mind. Let's do some sharp cuts on this. I mean, obviously you've got this here. As you can see, you've got the edges here with the sharp cuts, almost like it's just degrading. So if I create that with these two here, probably the best bet is, yeah. So just throw some cuts in there. Yeah, it would help if you've got the right layer. Let's do the bottom one. Stick an extra one in there. Again, would help if I've got the right layer. Let's have a mess with some overlays. do. Obviously a bit of drop shadow on it. I want that to be 90. Don't want it to be not too much. Copy layer style. Obviously we've got to switch it up on the bottom one. Same with the shadow. -9 actually. Shit, didn't want to do that. Remember never to use global setting because it fucks up the whole thing. I'll correct that in a minute. Do, 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 do. Plus we're probably best swapping the bottom one out for the gradient just to get the darkness reversed. That's fine. Put it on differ as well so it doesn't have those, if you see the little jagged, obviously in the stream it's a bit different but you can see jagged lines, so make sure to put differ on. It doesn't look as jagged. Okie doke. It's too small that. I'm sure I've got some textures in here. I mean, if you ever want to see the craziness of my loadout project that I did a good while back, that's pretty much most of the files are used. Plus we've got all them. All the different tests and scenes that are set up, all the After Effects, Photoshop. As you can tell, quite a lot of work went into it, just to create, basically, a short 5-minute video. Let's have a look at my pictures now. I'm sure I've got some textures in here. Got like a cigarette. Get into this. Some cool textures here. Obviously it's metal. Excuse me. Doesn't look too bad that, but it's a bit dark. Maybe if I tweak the levels on it. Oh, it looks better. Apart from the work, that actually looks pretty damn good though. I actually quite like that there. It's quite plain down there, and obviously got the roughness up there. My sig's gone out. Oh. Maybe tweak the gradient on this, just so it shows up a bit better. Yeah, will do me. Also, I think I want to desaturate that so the colours don't interfere. I mean, as you can see, you've got that there. It's not far off, obviously I need the colours. You can always fix that. Let's do an overlay. Right, so we want to do the stripes, don't we? So if we do maybe something like that. Let's do quite a big one. No, it's too big. Something like that width. That red colour. Made that up. Maybe set it to an overlay or a screen. Soft light. Hard light. Soft light's probably better. Use that. Oh god. Could do a drop shadow on it maybe. Put it back to minimum. Spread it out slightly. Do I need an inner shadow? Give it that kind of dirty look, maybe. Is inner glow going to be too much? Yeah, inner glow will be too much, right? So we'll do that. I'm actually going to rasterize that layer because that's what I want, that kind of look. Well, that didn't work. Maybe not. Duplicate that. Try and kind of figure out the same distance. So if I select, duplicate that. Do 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 do. Hope I'm not boring you. What's that one set to? That one set. Do, do, do. So obviously we've got this the opposite way around. Bring that down. Although I don't like the drop shadow on that. This bit here looks a bit shit. That's a bit too much, that. That's too much. That's too much. Just leave it on multiply. Okie doke. Right, so we've got the top layer there, so if I select that, you hold control, select your layer, and it automatically selects the shape. Now I'm on this layer still, but I want to go to the bottom one. Select inverse, if you want to delete it, if it actually work. Why does it not want to work? I love Photoshop's bugs. No, don't want to do that. It's better. As you can tell, Photoshop can be buggy at times. Same again, so we control select, get off, don't want that one. Control select that layer. We want the top one, select inverse. Delete that. So there's a if I remove that. I mean, yeah, I've got this background here which I can get rid of anyway. Again, control. So what I want to do, I've actually got a saved texture from loadout for a background. And I'm sure I've put it in one of these somewhere. New video, pictures, there we go. That was the original background, so that I print screened during the game. Although I'm sure I had a different texture to that. Maybe I'm just... No. I should just use that. not the layer I wanted to move, but never mind. Put that under. I mean, I could get rid of all these scratches and everything from that, but it just gives it a cool looking type of effect. I'm still not happy with this bottom bit here though. Looks a bit too clean, plus with the inner shadow that I created before. Because the top one's on 100, that's on software. I wonder why it's weird like that. Ignore me. Move the texture around, that might help a bit. Even better, I could stretch it out. Give it like a muggy feel. Yeah, it's not too bad that. Maybe I could darken the drop shadow on this top one. You probably can't even see it, or can you? I know it's there at the top. Yeah, that's better. Same with the bottom one. Yeah, that's better. Do do do. Right. Beefy's. Let's have a look at it again. Just move that to the top so it's a bit easier to see. Just give me 1 sec. I'm just going to grab a cig, guys. As you can tell during this process, I tend to smoke quite a few cigarettes. So, the idea is he's going to have these split screens. He still wants his overlay, and he still wants his talk. So, do we want to overlay this over the actual bar? Do we want to overlay this over that? Or do we keep it kind of in this area, this whole kind of, if you look at it, if you keep it in this area. Plus, I could do with putting loadout Tawny somewhere. So, again with Beefy's layout, if I follow this guide, this is the screens that he's got. So if I select the size of them, because he's got quite a good size there. So if I copy that, and paste it as a new layer, and then I get an idea. So I've got, that's my mini screen, side by side. And what we'll do is we'll get a full screen, full size kind of screen. A pretty good shot here somewhere, that'll do. So you've got this as well. So obviously I'm going to have to keep in the aspect ratio. Thinking what Beefy's going to be streaming and talk. Obviously he's going to want to switch it about. So I mean that could be a full screen. Enough room for his talking here and enough room for his webcam. But of course, Beefy might have to alter it during live broadcast. So that's my full screen. And this is so I've got a problem with this is his speech to be the side, so whether he wants to see it's too big. And that's his split screen there. And obviously, excuse me, that's what I get from smoking too many cigarettes. He's going to want the team's names above him with his webcam still there. So I'm looking roundabout here for his webcam, plus obviously his little thing there. Everything under this line. Let's just tweak it a little bit. Let's actually put it to 750 pixels, so it's a bit more accurate. So everything under this will be obviously speech box and Beefy. So it's entirely up to him as an overlay what I can do for that. I do think a bit of light needs to be shined on that though, possibly. Can we do it in a glow? Or is it going to be too much? No problem with in a glow, it does that. Trying in a shadow. That kind of gives it that 3D look. I mean, I can soften it and it looks shit. If you keep that sharp edge there. Switch it around. I just fucked up the top again. I've done global setting like a dickhead. So I'm gonna have to tweak my bevel again. Although I do like that drop in the shadow effect there. Gives you just that little bit of edge in there. Yeah, I could stick with that. Bevel, let's change the colour of that. Give it that kind of red glow, almost, not too much, just a light touch on it. Yeah, do like that. Thank you very much. Let's do the bottom one. Obviously I've got to tweak this because I kept the global setting on. Let's move that down. In a shadow, make sure to turn that off. Too much. Again, just give it kind of a defined edge. I mean, boss, again, change that. It's kind of a reddish glow. Right. Now for the dual overlay. Maybe put something behind it. Let's do white so it can work. What I tend to do is I'll set up a shape and then I'll use a gradient overlay just to give it a defined look. So I'm probably going to want to do that. A bit of a grey. Don't want that being too dark. Just knock it up slightly. Not too much. See what else I've got going on. Just checking the stream so it's not stuttering for you guys. I know it's not intensive, but could I do a shine up here, or should I leave it just plain? I mean, I could do an overlay for that, another texture, possibly. Quite a few textures in here. Just use that one on it. What's this one here? Could do that. Place that over the top. Just get rid of them for now. Do 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 do. See, I don't want to stretch it too much for it to leave its definition. Just like that shape. Get rid of the unnecessary. Put them back on. To think or not to think? Should I put a bevel? Should I just go simple? Give it that kind of definition? Should I make it hard or smooth? I don't want it being too much, you see. I don't want it do with being possibly a different colour. Maybe a gold colour. Let's have a crack. Colorise. There's saturation in. Do think we've got possibly a winner there. Yeah. No, I didn't want to do a group. Thank you very much. Drop that out of the group. Didn't mean to do that, guys. Just bin the group. shadow again. As you can see at the top there, that's because I've not cut that bit off at the top there. Actually, do you know what, I'll do it pretty funky. If you want to see a little trick here for doing cool without the bullshit drop shadows, ready for this one? So, create a layer under, obviously, your border, and you'll get an oval tool. It's a pretty little funky trick I learned. Alright. Colour this black. Let's just get that line off for now. Go to select all, obviously. Filter, blur, Gaussian. Alright. Obviously you don't want it too much. I mean, that don't look too bad. So obviously you can move it to however you want. So I think that looks pretty funky. There you go, there's quite a little good tip there if you want to do some kind of manual shadows, plus you have control of them. So obviously you can scale them to whatever size. I mean, I can have them split screen there, and I can have two of them, but obviously it's entirely up to B if you want one to do. I mean, I could do that, I suppose. But then it'll just look daft because I've got a split screen going on, so maybe not. Just stick with that. I think I'm boring some people here, probably just going on about it, probably taking the time, but like I said, this was kind of a risk for me just streaming this. I thought I'd just stream my my process. Might not be technically demonstrating it, but I just thought I'd let you guys view my my process of creating these kind of overlays, these graphical inspirations, I suppose. I could do some blood splats around there actually. So if I create another layer, let's call that one shadow. Call this one I've got a couple of brushes here for blood splats, or similar to them. Simple splats. That's what I've been using. Colour it red. Just increase the size of that brush. Pretty little funky one, that, isn't it? I'm jacking a bit too big. Few splats there, that looks pretty funky. See there. Oh, I like that one. I think I've just used that one, but never mind. Now I could do a big blodge up here, can't I? Just move that under these. I don't particularly like it in front of them. So if I move it under them, just make that a little bit bigger. You're probably thinking what this numbnuts is doing, but I will show you shortly. It does come to a plan sooner than later. much there. Okay, right, if you didn't know, guys, I'm quite interested in pixel art at the moment. Got a bit of a fascination with it. So, you ready for this? Make sure that's on nearest neighbour. Ready for the magic? And it keeps it pixelated. Magic. Little trick there, learn. Messing around. Right, now to add some sort of depth to the blood. So, duplicate the layer. Just make sure everything's up high. Blur. Thing is, I'm thinking now, it's too much red. Too much red, too much red. So, let's change the colour of these. Should I do that? Or should I keep? No. Yeah. Could do that. 45, 100. Okie doke. It's a bit better. Doesn't look as shared. Back again, guys. Get another sick and away. Back, guys. Plus with a bear, so I'm a happy man. I could possibly do something to that blood. Just give it a bit of life, I suppose. Or is that too much? So much from the sig lighting. It'll do me. Just gives it a little bit of glow around there. A little bit of sparkle. Right. Let's have a look at Beefy's. So you got that. Oh, Beefy's. Space there. Speech here. Okie doke. Let's do Beefy's little webcam then. Should I do it under it or should I do it over it? Ah, fuck it, I'll do it on top of it. Or should I do the verses for here? No, because I'm kind of jumping the gun there. Yeah, let's do a verses. Let's use a funky ass font. Too much for him, innit? Obviously this is going to be an overlay for him to add on when he's doing his stream. So I'll do this with the actual opponent. Do do do. To the old street style or Street Fighter style. Although I could put a shine in it. Excuse me, just farted. Sure you wanted to all know that. That's a bit more of a yellow, I think. Can't really see it, can you? Ah, fuck it. Let's get rid of that. Now hopefully the computer won't die now when I do this. Let's just duplicate that just in case. Right. Just get an idea what it's going to look like. Yeah, I do like that. Okie doke. And so. just rasterize the layer. And it keeps the colour at the front. Just bring it forward some. Actually, let's turn that one off. I mean, I can either put that above it or in the middle. Let's turn off, go into 3D options. Scene. I don't want any shadow cast. Let's put a bit of depth to it. Yeah, I do like that. That looks pretty funky. Just change the material. Maybe make it black. Yeah, that looks pretty awesome. Or should I do it same colour? Nah, let's keep it black. That looks pretty funky. Let's render that out, see what it looks like. Actually, don't want to render the whole fucking thing. Again, I do apologise, it's a live stream, so it does take time. But supposedly that's rendered, it looks pretty funky. So now, if we go to layers, duplicate layer, just in case I fuck up. Rasterize the 3D. Now we can do a drop shadow. Could put a stroke in it possibly. Just to give it that visual impact. I know Beefy likes his pixelation stuff because I've seen it with his little Street Fighter characters, so I'm trying to kind of go with that flavour. Drop shadow, make it a bit sharper. Yeah, that's better. Do I need any of that? Not really. Maybe an inner glow. But then it fucks up the sorry, probably change the colour possibly. Oh, that's looking pretty damn hot. That's looking pretty damn sexy. Should I go more the red or more the orange? Yeah, that's looking pretty damn sexy, that. Do like that. So I think that'll do for that one. The names I'll probably leave because Beef is obviously going to have to change it up, so he'll probably have, like, for example, let's just go G7 and whoever else, call it Wuss, go for the Brits. So I mean, it's up to Beefy what he does with them. Whether he has them above, below. I mean, he can put it in the corners, but I mean, preferably, if you want to stick it above it, maybe have a stroke. Well, literally not have a stroke, but you get me. So I'll leave that up to Beefy, what he wants to do with them. But that's the idea, is them going to go above it, and then the verse is in the middle. Just delete them, don't need them. Of course, we've got to have the loadout tourney, so if we create I've just done that wrong, haven't I? Yeah. Obviously with the loadout font. Which is, if you can actually view that, they're the loadout fonts there. Which obviously they tweaked a bit to make it their own. But that is the loadout font. So I can either have loadout there, or loadout here. Probably be better here, wouldn't it? Just center that, make sure it's centered. What I remember, it's a little bit of red, and at the top had a slight orange tint to it. Do a little trick. See if this works. Right, so there's a loadout. Duplicate it. Again, we don't want to fuck it up. The amount of times, let's actually save this file, to be honest. No, no, it'll probably fucking crash on me. Okey-doke, extrude from layer. Shit. What did I do wrong there? Got to rasterize it. That's what I did. Rasterize type. 3D. Options. Put that 3D element onto it. And you see the little 3D, but because I've added a bevel anyway, it just gives it a little bit of extra kind of I love that. I know it sounds stupid, but I love that effect. Maybe a bit too much. And you can blow it outwards or inwards. It's just to give it that little bit of, I don't know if you can see the little shadow there. So I mean, obviously if I was to render that out, which don't look too bad. but that's not the angle I'm looking for, so forget this. Let's just turn that one off actually. Let's just tilt it a little bit. Just render it up, load up, so on it. Yeah, it's more like it. Should I put a tint of orange in it? Just keep it red, keep it black. Oh, let's keep it red. Let's just render that out, see what it looks like. Ah shit, do you know what I forgot to do? Environment. Yeah, that don't look too bad, that. That'll do me. Just create a new one. Actually, in saying that, what's it called? Legacy? Not too sure. Let's have a look. I do apologise, guys. Just gonna have a nosy. That's how bad I am at remembering the name of the actual fucking Tony. Legacy Loadout Legends. Legacy Loadout Legends, okay. Fair enough. It's a fucking lot of text, that, to fit in that little space there. I mean, to be honest, I don't want to take up too much space, because I mean, you've got that logo, so I mean, it can either go across there, or you can put it slap bang in the middle there, which might be a better one. I prefer to have it in the middle. That's just me, that's my personal preference. So what I want to do is copy the layer style of that, stick it on here. I know it sounds stupid. I actually want it a different colour. So maybe kits, possibly. Like a greyish kind of silver look. This one I could definitely do a shine, but I'll do that after. So for now I'm doing that one. Again, I've got my bevel, my slight bevel to it. So duplicate this, 3D. Let's just hide the one actual one so I don't forget. Extrude it, and you'll see what I'll do in a minute. I know it's overlapping the other one, but you'll see what I'm doing in a minute. Again, that's what you get for talking shit. Duplicate layer again. As you can tell, you kind of forget a few things in here, especially when you're just thinking on the spur of the moment. I mean, this is just like the creative side of it. You know, I'm just trying to come up with something that looks pretty cool. So, I mean, it's in 3D now. Let's put that thing on it. Oh, hold up. I think it might crash in a minute. Let's just, I'm hoping my stream's doing alright. It seems to be streaming alright. It just does not want to, yeah. Let's just zoom in a little bit so we can actually see what I'm doing. Again, I'm going to do that little effect to it. Not too much. Let's just give that a quick render. I mean, hopefully you guys who are watching this maybe learn a few pointers, a few tips that I'm doing. This is just something I've kind of practiced. A lot of tutorial, yeah, I can't say the word, tutorials online, YouTube, just a few things I've experimented with, especially with the 3D aspect of Photoshop. I mean, in CC, Photoshop CC, they've improved the 3D brilliantly. I mean, I tend to use 3D in this rather than going to, say, Cinema 4D or Maya to do my text, which is what a lot of people tended to do. I actually like that. So I think I'm gonna stick to that. So look at me load out. There's extrusion. We'll make that just a complete 100. And again, we'll do legacy in a complete 100. Oh shit, too much. Stop getting giddy. Maybe 200. Let's try 200. Yeah, I like 200. We'll go with that one. So, are you ready for this one, guys? So, you're thinking, why is this one overlapping that one? Because they're not in the same 3D scene. So, select both of them. Go to 3D and merge 3D layers. And there you go. And then you have your separate, so you got legacy, which is 1, and load out. This is some of the features that weren't available in previous versions of Photoshop. So obviously I'm gonna just slightly move that one up, and that one as well. Maybe a little bit more on this one, because I've obviously got to fit legends in. I mean, as you can see, the light's pretty cool the way it just kind of plays with the shadow. So let's just render that a little bit out there. See what it looks like. too happy with the legacy bit. That looks a bit. Not too happy with that at all. Maybe not as severe as the other one. Plus, I'm not too happy on the extrusion colour either. That one I could probably put more towards a black. Plus, I could actually give it a high shine and probably a good reflection. Maybe not too much. Put it on 15. Let's try that one. Yeah, actually that looks a bit better. That'll do me. Alright, let's create a Legends part. Let's just save that. To crash it. So center it. Again, copy layer style. And this time I'm going to make this one gold. Well, gold, Street Fighter style. Like I did before. Just orange. Yellow. Maybe just make that a bit more not too much. That'll do me. Duplicate a layer. Rasterize that. Duplicate. Let the fun begin. 3D again. Zoom in so I can actually see what I'm doing. Again, put it on 200 because that's what we chose last time. Let's bring that down slightly. And again, do this effect. Not too much though. Let's change the extrusion colour. Do me. Okay, okay. Again, we've got to select all the layers that are 3D that we're using, and maybe not work. Maybe because we're not using actual 3D layer. Would help if I hit the right ones. Where's the other 3D layer? Like an idiot. I've only got one. not particularly fond of it looking like that, to be honest. Looks a bit... So just select that one. It's not too bad. If I move that one up slightly, just do a bit of typography effect here, you can see the flow into that one there. And then if we hit that one, possibly into there. Just put a bit of shine on that, I think. Of about 20, no bump on the extrusion material to shine a little bit. Again, we want a reflection of about 20, we'll call it 20. Alright, let's render that. I must say so myself, that actually doesn't look too bad. My sig's gone out. Okie doke. This is probably going to be the end of this stream. I'm going to save the file where it is, and obviously I'll probably stream another night of this. I might just add a lot of play around with this for now. Let's just get rid of that selection there first before I stop the stream. Do I want a stroke on it? Yeah, that don't look too bad. Maybe not so black. Maybe trying to... let's put not black, like a dark grey. At least it stands out. A drop shadow, possibly. Just saying that the stroke looks a bit, yeah. Stick the black on, bit of drop shadow. Makes it look a bit shit. Before I go, I'll show you a quick little trick to get like that. That's kind of funky shine effect. So you want a shine from it. Well, not a shine, but kind of a. Just duplicate that layer. Rasterize it. Change that to the gradient tool. Let's have a black. Okay, ready for this one. actually remember how to do it. So there's your little shine, as you can see. Oh, no, did that wrong. It's supposed to be this layer. Just delete the excess on it. And then on this layer. Or maybe not. As you can tell, I've done it all wrong. It was this layer we're supposed to do it on. Oh no, that looks a bit shit. Right. I've done it again on a wrong layer again, dickhead. Right. Select this one now. Select inverse, delete the excess. There's your little shine there, you can see a little darkness there. I mean, you could probably do different settings for it. Some of them don't show up as well as others, but yeah. Okay, right guys, I'll